something is happening in the world of cardiology that is changing how doctors view heart health in people over 60. For decades, the message was clear. Control your blood pressure, monitor your cholesterol, exercise, and eat well. And all of that is still important. But now, cardiologists are adding something new to that list, something that is taking many by surprise and setting off alarm bells in clinics and hospitals around the world. It's not a new drug. It's not revolutionary surgery. It's not an advanced device. It's something much simpler, and yet much more critical than most people realize. And what makes this alert so urgent is that the problem they are seeing is not related to what people eat or how much they exercise. It's related to something many people do every day without thinking, something that seems harmless but is having consequences that cardiologists are beginning to document with data that are hard to ignore. If you find this topic important, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so this information can reach more people who truly need it. Every like, every subscription helps this message reach someone at risk who needs to hear this before it's too late. Welcome to this space. If you're new here, you should know that this space was created for men and women who want to stay strong, clear-headed, active and independent after 50. And if you're already part of this community, thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining me again today, because the topic we'll be discussing in this video is, without exaggeration, one of the most important for protecting your heart and your quality of life. Now, before I show you the part that truly impacted me, the information that takes this topic to an incredible level of understanding, I have to mention something. Everything I'm sharing now about what cardiologists are warning you about and how to protect your heart is just a small sample of what we've compiled in our comprehensive health guide for this stage of life. We've created 4 volumes that address, in a practical and in-depth way, the fundamental pillars of aging with vitality. These are 101 natural remedies for everyday life, where you'll find simple solutions for everyday ailments. The ultimate longevity plan, which guides you step by step toward a longer, healthier life. The complete guide to the heart and blood pressure, so you can take care of your main engine with clear strategies. And men's health after 50, prostate, energy and vitality, an indispensable resource for men who want to maintain their strength and well-being. There's a special offer available right now to access all of these materials. You'll find the link in the description and a QR code on screen. That's the rest of the life-changing knowledge. But let's get back to the heart, because what I'm about to tell you is the game changer. So, what exactly is causing cardiologists to sound the alarm and warn everyone over 60? The answer, in a word, is sleep. But not just any sleep problem. Cardiologists are seeing an increasingly clear connection between sleep quality and duration and cardiovascular health. And what they're discovering is that sleep disturbances, even seemingly minor ones, are having an impact on the heart that wasn't fully appreciated before. For years, doctors have known that lack of sleep isn't good for your health. But recent research is showing that the relationship between sleep and the heart is much deeper and more direct than previously thought. Studies now show that people who sleep less than 6 hours a night have a significantly higher risk of developing high blood pressure, coronary artery disease, heart failure, and stroke. But it's not just about the quantity of sleep. Sleep quality, the regularity of sleep patterns, the presence of sleep apnea and other sleep disorders. All these factors are being examined with renewed attention by cardiologists. And here's the alarming part. Cardiologists are seeing that many of their patients over 60 aren't sleeping well, and they don't realize that this is affecting their hearts. Even worse, many of these patients are taking medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, and diabetes, but none of these medications address the underlying sleep problem. And without addressing sleep, cardiac treatment is incomplete. Why is sleep so important for your heart? The answer lies in what happens in your body while you sleep. During sleep, especially during the deep stages, your blood pressure naturally drops. This phenomenon is called the nocturnal dip and is a normal and essential part of your body's circadian rhythm. When you sleep well, your blood pressure drops by 10 to 20% overnight, giving your cardiovascular system a much-needed rest. But when you don't sleep well, when your sleep is fragmented, when you wake up frequently, or when you don't reach the deep stages of sleep, this nighttime drop in blood pressure doesn't occur properly. Your heart doesn't get the rest it needs, and over time, this can lead to a sustained increase in blood pressure and a higher risk of cardiovascular disease. In addition, during sleep, your body produces hormones that help regulate stress and inflammation. When you don't get enough sleep, levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, can remain elevated, contributing to chronic inflammation. And chronic inflammation is a major driver of atherosclerosis, the process by which arteries harden and narrow, increasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. But there's another mechanism receiving a lot of attention in cardiology research: sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a disorder in which breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep. When this happens, blood oxygen levels drop. The brain sends emergency signals to wake you up and resume breathing, and your blood pressure and heart rate spike. This can happen hundreds of times in a single night, subjecting your heart to repeated stress that can have devastating consequences. Studies show that untreated sleep apnea is associated with a significantly increased risk of high blood pressure, arrhythmias, heart failure, and stroke. And what's especially concerning is that many people with sleep apnea don't know they have it. Cardiologists are alerting their patients over 60 because this is the age when sleep apnea and other sleep disorders become more common. Factors such as weight gain, changes in the structure of the upper airways, and hormonal changes contribute to a higher risk of sleep apnea at this stage of life. And yet, many older adults assume that waking up several times during the night, snoring, or feeling tired during the day is simply part of aging. It isn't. These are signs that something needs medical attention. So what's causing cardiologists to issue this warning now? The answer lies in the growing body of evidence linking poor sleep to serious cardiovascular events. A study published in the European Heart Journal followed more than 300,000 adults for several years and found that those who slept less than 6 hours a night had a 20% higher risk of heart attack or stroke compared to those who slept between 6 and 8 hours. But what was truly surprising was that this risk was independent of other cardiovascular risk factors. Even after controlling for blood pressure, cholesterol, smoking, and diabetes, poor sleep remained an independent predictor of cardiovascular events. Another study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that people with irregular sleep patterns, that is, those who go to bed and wake up at very different times each day, had a significantly higher risk of cardiovascular disease, even if they slept the recommended number of hours. This suggests that it's not just how much you sleep that matters, but also the regularity of your sleep schedule. And there's more. Research is also showing that poor sleep can affect the effectiveness of heart medications. For example, patients with hypertension who don't sleep well may not respond as well to blood pressure medication as those who sleep adequately. This means that even if you're taking your medication correctly, poor sleep may be sabotaging its effectiveness. So what can you do about it if you're over 60 and concerned about your heart health? The first and most important thing is to talk to your doctor about your sleep. Many people don't mention their sleep problems at medical appointments because they assume they aren't important or that nothing can be done about them. But cardiologists are saying that sleep should be a central part of cardiovascular evaluation. If you have trouble falling asleep, wake up frequently during the night, snore, or if someone has told you that you stop breathing while you sleep, these are things you should mention. The second thing is to consider a sleep apnea evaluation. Sleep apnea is a highly treatable condition, and treatment can have a significant impact on your cardiovascular health. CPAP, the most common treatment for sleep apnea, has been shown to lower blood pressure and improve heart function in patients with sleep apnea. but it only works if properly diagnosed and treated. The third step is to establish a consistent sleep routine. Try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps regulate your circadian rhythm and can significantly improve the quality of your sleep. It's also important to create a sleep-friendly environment, a dark, cool and quiet room without electronic screens for at least an hour before bedtime. The fourth step is to pay attention to what you consume before bed. Caffeine, alcohol and heavy meals can interfere with sleep. Try to avoid caffeine after midday, limit your alcohol intake, and eat a light dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. The fifth step is to incorporate regular physical activity into your daily routine. Regular exercise is not only good for your heart, but it can also significantly improve the quality of your sleep. But be careful with intense exercise right before bed, as it can have the opposite effect and keep you awake. And I want to tell you something important. It's never too late to make these changes. I've seen patients in their 70s and 80s transform their cardiovascular health simply by improving their sleep habits. It doesn't take a revolution, just small, consistent adjustments. And the results can be amazing. I want to tell you about a patient I had a few years ago. Let's call him Carlos. Carlos was 67 when he came to my office after being hospitalized for a heart arrhythmia. He had high blood pressure and was taking medication for it, but his levels were still difficult to control. He had made changes to his diet and was exercising regularly, but something wasn't working. When I asked him about his sleep, Carlos told me he had always been a poor sleeper. He would wake up several times during the night, snore, and his wife had told him that he sometimes stopped breathing. Carlos had never considered that this might be related to his heart. I suggested he get a sleep apnea evaluation. The results showed that Carlos had moderate sleep apnea. He started CPAP treatment, and within 3 months his blood pressure had improved significantly. His energy levels had increased, and his arrhythmia was much better controlled. Carlos told me something I'll never forget. "Doctor, I never thought sleep could have so much to do with my heart. I've been taking pills for years, and what I needed was a sleep machine." Carlos's story isn't unique. I've seen hundreds of patients like him, people who have been battling cardiovascular issues without addressing the underlying sleep problem. And every time I see a patient improve their sleep, I see their heart improve. So why are cardiologists suddenly warning everyone over 60 about sleep? Because the evidence is overwhelming. Sleep is a cornerstone of cardiovascular health, and for too long it's been the forgotten pillar. Now cardiologists are saying you can't treat your heart without treating your sleep. It's a warning worth heeding. If this video has helped you better understand the connection between sleep and the heart, please share it with someone you care about who could benefit from this information. Sometimes a small gesture like sharing a video can make a big difference in someone's life. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, now's the perfect time to do so. We publish new, research-based content every week, designed specifically for people who refuse to accept that decline is inevitable. Now take a deep breath with me, relax your shoulders, and remember this: your heart and your sleep are intimately connected. Taking care of one means taking care of the other. Don't ignore the signals your body is sending you. If you're sleeping poorly, your heart knows it, and if your heart is at risk, your sleep is telling you. Listen to your body, act in time, and protect what matters most. If you've made it this far in the video, it's because you care about your health and want to live with more energy, greater independence, and a better quality of life. That's why, in our comprehensive health guides, we share how nutrition, natural remedies, and simple habits can help you regain vitality, strengthen your body, improve memory, support circulation, and maintain your independence for longer. All with practical changes and easy-to-implement tips. Find our guides by clicking the link in the description and scanning the QR code on the screen. 101 Natural Remedies for Everyday Life, the Ultimate Longevity Plan, the Complete Guide to Heart and Blood Pressure, and Men's Health After 50. Everything you need to take care of yourself at this important stage of life is just a click away. Now I want to hear from you. In the comments, tell me, have you noticed changes in your sleep over the years? Do you wake up frequently during the night or feel tired during the day? I love reading about your experiences and learning what changes you've tried. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and share it with someone who could benefit from this information. Thank you for being here, for listening carefully, and for taking action for your health. An important disclaimer: all content in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It does not constitute a medical diagnosis, does not replace consultation with your doctor, and should not be interpreted as a prescription for any treatment. Every person is different. Your medical history, current medications, and individual circumstances are factors that only your doctor knows and can properly assess. Before making any significant lifestyle changes, always consult with a trusted healthcare professional. See you in the next video. Take good care of yourself.